Hello, I'm Mary Ann Davis. Thank you for joining me for this special Women's History segment of Nevada County Now, where we are exploring the lives of women around our community who are themselves making history. I'd like to introduce you to my special guest, Clare Dubois. Clare Dubois is an earth-devoted social entrepreneur, poet, inspirational speaker, and healer dedicated to restoring humanity's conscious, reciprocal relationship with the natural world. For more than 2 decades, she coached business leaders and designed behavior change processes within the personal growth field before founding treesisters.org, a women-led social change and tropical reforestation movement that has funded the planting of more than 27 million trees worldwide. After stepping away from Tree Sisters in 2022, Clare turned her focus toward reclaiming balance, freedom, and health in her own life. Today, she is writing several books and curating courses that explore the rising feminine and our collective shift toward a unified field of reverence and respect for all life. Welcome, Clare.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry, that was all such a mouthful.
Oh, that's okay. I hope I left something for you to talk about. No, that's wonderful. I have a question, or several questions for you, but what motivates you to do all the things that you do? What inspires you?
I love this world. And I love nature, and I love people, and I find the mess that we're in absolutely excruciating, both in terms of our social issues and our environmental issues, and how they entirely intersect. And I want to see a flourish. I just believe that we could do so much better in all ways. Like, I don't believe that we need to live in a world with war. And I don't believe that we need to be burning our forests and trashing our oceans. Like, I feel that there is a version of humanity that is so awake and so reverent and so connected and so aware of the impact on future generations that we have it in us to start treasuring each other and treasuring our world and stepping into the fullest expression of ourselves and discovering that we're incredible. I mean, we just have to look at where the horrors are going on in the world, how we show up for each other. I mean, look at Minneapolis right now. Look at how the communities are supporting each other. Look at the amount of care, the amount of love, the amount of courage. Like, that's a human being. That's someone who is, because they're up against it, discovering the more that they are in how to love. And that love I find endlessly inspirational, and it's what I orient towards. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing next since Tree Sisters. I don't know what comes next, but I do know that it will be something that helps call forth the love that we are on behalf of each other and on behalf of the natural world. Because if we don't do that, we're not going to be around terribly much longer. And I don't believe that that is the legacy that any of us want to leave to the children of any species, let alone our own.
Right.
And I don't think we want to go out on shopping, because that's kind of the way it's going. And that's not it. So it is, what inspires me is the beauty of the human soul as it expresses in all the ways that comes forth on behalf of the betterment of humanity and our planet.
Oh, well said. Thank you. So is there a woman in history or any facet of life that has really inspired you, or who has been just an amazing, I guess, inspirational person in your life?
There are many. Wangari Maathai, she was the founder of the Greenbelt movement in Kenya. She brought down a president. She founded the Greenbelt movement, which has planted, I think, about 50 million trees to date in extraordinarily difficult circumstances in a country where women weren't supposed to be educated and weren't supposed to be, She stood up. She was beaten down. She was beaten into a coma. She was ostracized. She was treated horrendously. She was the first woman of her nation to win a Nobel Peace Prize in 2004, and for her work with women, because it was women who were planting the trees. It was this whole uprising of the women. And when I founded Tree Sisters, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I was totally terrified, and I'd never done anything like it. And I had a car crash, and it was in the car crash that I was given the project, like word for word. This voice started talking to me, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. No, I can't do it. It wouldn't leave me alone. And in the end, it was Wangari's example. Like, if she can do it when she's being beaten and arrested and thrown into hospital and ostracized and is up against all these odds, and she can mobilize the women to rise up and ultimately bring down the head of the country who was corrupt and kickstart a new government, then I, in my, privilege and country where I'm not about to be beaten up for trying something, even if I don't know what I'm doing, like she was there for me. And when she died, which she did, from ovarian cancer, I remember feeling her spirit in the trees and feeling that she was with me, and knowing that every time I came up against one of my huge list of fears and inadequacies and all the reasons why you want to give up every 5 minutes, it was just like, no, she was there. She was with me. And it just felt like, yeah, she's holding my hand. I will, my legacy won't be Wangari's, but whatever my legacy is will be in part because she was holding my hand. And there's been many others, like Polly Higgins, the woman who founded Stop Ecocide, and Jane Goodall with the gorillas, and Vandana Shiva, who takes on Monsanto, and she's this big, she's tiny and she's as powerful as a mountain. There are some extraordinary ecological activists out there, women who have just trailblazed for the rest of us. This is possible. Don't give up. Just believe in yourself, and who just achieve staggering things that the rest of us are just like, how the hell did you ever manage that? And they do, and then they get up and they do it again.
And it's motivating to the rest of us that we can do it too.
It's so inspirational. And Polly, when she had her cancer diagnosis, it was going to be very swift. And she didn't go into any form of like, oh my God. She was just like, okay, what do I need to get done so that by the time I'm gone, the work can carry on? It's like this just powerful, motivating love for life and the planet, and that is just like so infectious. Like, oh my God, that's how we can live. Imagine if more of us were living like that.
Absolutely. So tell me something that maybe not everybody knows about you. Who knows you?
Well, probably a large part of why I founded a women's global movement was because I have a history that involves organized sex crime.
Oh.
And I say that now because with the Epstein delights out for all to see, I know that I am one of millions of women and boys actually out there who went through experiences that nobody should go through inside of a culture that shut up the perpetrators, that protected the perpetrators. Like, the victims get silenced and the perpetrators get away with it. And that's how it was when I was a child. And my father was a pedophile, and he was part of a pedophile ring of headmasters of boarding schools.
Oh, dear. Oh.
Just like the church, where you move on the priest to the next place when they've been discovered to be doing whatever they're doing to the children. It was the same. He got away with blue murder. He went on to another school and another school. And I'm watching the redactions in the Epstein files, and watching the blatancy of how the perpetrators support each other to stay invisible, while the victims are just being brought out and having their names publicly, and their bodies in some instances brought out for the world to see, because so often women are just treated like that. And somehow, in some way in our weird human development, that's been made acceptable. And there's this moment right now where, instead of what has normally happened, which is everybody looks away, and it's one of those things that you just don't look at and you don't talk about it and you have to protect everyone from the truth of it, suddenly there's this sort of collective groundswell of, actually, this isn't okay. And actually, this isn't going away. And this isn't going away. And I want to share that about myself, because It's not what I'm known for. I'm known for being the rallying cry for the trees and getting the women together and seeing what women can do. And it's just like, yeah, but why? What was it in me that was saying, women don't understand how powerful we are. Women don't understand what we're capable of together. Women supporting each other can absolutely change the world. Why? Because I've been hammered, I've been trashed, I've been treated horrifically, and I've had to crawl out of the pit myself and crawl out, finding my dignity along the way, finding any degree of self-love along the way, making my way out and looking at the world through that lens of, oh my God, how many of us as women have any clue how powerful we are? Because we've all been suppressed, because we've all been dumbed down, we've all been told that we're less, we've all had to make ourselves smaller in order to stay safe in some form or fashion. Mm-hmm. And it just feels like there's this moment right now where the collective rage is an incredibly healthy thing, because the injustice that's baked into the system that keeps the men protected and the women used is like welling up for all to see. And so it's like our collective consciousness is the light of our awareness is pressing into all those dark shadows. And we're no longer wanting to look away. We're going, no, what's in there? What's in there? No, I want to know what's in there. Mm-hmm. And for victims, for survivors, first of all, what's happening is excruciating. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm not going to be alone in that. It's excruciating for people who haven't been really badly hurt. It's very difficult for those of us that have to go through all of this. But I'm saying this because there is something so very important about this momentum and the possibility of increasing this momentum and not allowing this to go back under the carpet. Kristi Noem's come out and said if the content of the Epstein files came out, then, the whole world would basically fall apart because of the levels of corruption that are in there. And it's just like, yeah, so can we please bring them out? Can we let the old order fall down? And, for us as women, what does it mean to be a woman right now? To me, it's like there's this opportunity to allow for the death of the old order that suppresses women throughout history as a norm. Like this is an inflection point. We're passing through a membrane. There is I'm watching back at home in England, them demanding that the new number 2 in Downing Street is a woman. And demanding because they're saying no, like the rights of women and girls have to become center stage in every single facet of government. I have no idea whether it'll happen, but it's this momentum, it's this tsunami of rage that's rising that needs to, and it feels cleansing and it feels horrendous, frankly, but it does feel like it's actually, there's a distinct possibility for a marked change. And so those of us that have been quiet and silenced and hidden these truths about ourselves, why have we done that? Why do we hide? Why do we not share what we've gone through? Why do we try and make it nice and clean and safe for everybody when the victims are the ones who are left carrying the horror because the perpetrators don't take any responsibility? No. And so there's something about collective responsibility. All of us, like, not just the victims holding the nightmare, but everybody being willing to take up some of this shadow and then refuse to let it seep back into the darkness again. Mm. So that's what a lot of people don't know about me.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing so much about your personal story. I think you're probably in so many ways helping other women out there who are facing the same kind of a past and having to deal with and process what's going on today. So thank you. Thank you very much.
And just with Women's History Month, like what has been done to women, there needs to be a point where it's no longer done to women, right, where it's no longer normalized. And unless we talk about it, unless we expose it, unless we're willing to express what it feels like, unless we're willing to share it and stand for each other, nothing will change. So, I'm really, to the many, many women that'll hear this who have gone through hell, we need to hold hands, all of us, but we need to hold hands beyond just those circles of survivors. We need to hold hands with the world. The world is being given this opportunity to say, okay, this is going to change. Something does need to change. Like once and for all, something does need to change.
Absolutely.
And it starts with us refusing to allow this to go on and refusing to allow it to remain silenced. And so it matters. And I appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak to it and just say, let's grab this moment and not let it go back under the rug again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, thank you for watching this special Women's History segment of Nevada County Now. Make sure to check out our other interviews. Our community is full of amazing women like Clare. Thank you.